Cheers and welcome to Bitter Reality Brewing. Yeah, I could break this up into 2 videos, but I'm just gonna make one. That's right, one big video that I will probably chop down a little so it's not excessively long. What are we brewing today? Well, it looks like we're brewing 2 batches. That's right, 2 batches. So, one is gonna be the super simple beer that I've brewed 2 years in a row. We'll be brewing for Halloween, Rice Krispie Treat. That's right, there'll be a rice lager over here, back sweetened with a little Amoretti Toasted Marshmallow. And yeah, I'll leave links down below for everything. Not everything's going to be an affiliate link. How do you manage 2 batches at the same time? The timers. Yeah, they'll save your life when you're doing multiple things or when you're doing one and just can't keep track of things. What's this? Yeah, this is a new one. I haven't brewed this before. So it's going to be kind of like a milk stout, oatmeal stout, but instead it's going to be an oatmeal brown ale with lactose, okay? And we're going to back sweeten. I may even add some of this into the fermentation. I'm still debating. Cinnamon bun. Yeah, cinnamon bun. So this will be a cinnamon bun brown ale. That's right, cinnamon bun brown ale. Over here is a Rice Krispie Treat lager. Rice lager with marshmallow. And of course, brewed with Rice Krispies. Yeah, last year I had 1 box. It was a large 18-ounce box. These are a tiny bit smaller, or a little bit smaller. They're 9 ounces each. So, and I normally blend it all up into the grains, which are right here. But I figure for camera reasons, you probably want to watch me dump Rice Krispies in. Hopefully it doesn't give me a stuck mash. But let me go over the brewing salts. First, the brewing salts, I've already put them in. There you go. And for the oatmeal brown ale, AKA the cinnamon bun, there's the brewing salts. Okay. Now, I did hold back on the baking soda and the chalk. I have those in here. I don't like to put them into my mash. I will put them in just as I get ready to boil. That way I get a nice balanced malty beer without affecting my pH so much during the mash. It is a thing. People do it. I seem to like it. It seems to work well. I don't have to worry about a higher pH on my mash, so it works out very well. This is the grain bill sitting over here for the brown ale, okay? We'll go over that here in a second. But let's go over the Rice Krispie one, because the Rice Krispie one is stupid easy, and I do mean stupid easy. Okay, so what do we have? And I'll put all this hopefully out on Brewfather, the app, so you can download it. Yes, if you don't have Brewfather, you can go sign up for free. I think it's just, you have like 2 recipes at a time for free. If you like the app or if you like Beersmith, go ahead and support them. You know what I'm saying? I have both. I use Beersmith 99% of the time, but I pay for both. So 6 pounds Pilsner, and we're done. That's it. I'm just kidding. So we got 6 pounds of Pilsner. We got 3 pounds, and I have found nowhere to buy this for a good price except more beer. That's right, more beer. 3 pounds brown rice extract, okay? So it's great for head retention, body, gluten-free beer, which I will add a little bit of the enzyme from White Labs to get rid of the gluten, or reduce it, just in case somebody on Halloween's trying my beer and they got some gluten issues. It won't be such a big deal. So yeah, I've got 6 pounds of Pilsner here with a bunch of rice hulls. I've got 3 pounds of rice extract, and then I've got 1 pound, 2 ounces, or 18 ounces of Rice Krispies. It's 9 ounces per box. Okay, my wife's like, the box doesn't look that much smaller. She's like, I guess it's more full than the large box that's almost empty. I'm like, yeah, pretty much. So, yeah, whatever. Then something I'm looking to try with these guys is actually using maybe both. I've been reading and debating. I've done this once before for, well, I've done it 3 times before, but for only wine. Using Campton tablet, a little bit of, yeah, to kill the yeast. That way I don't have to worry about re-fermentation and I can maintain that Rice Krispie Treat flavor without having to let it ferment out and go, hey, this is a rice lager that used to taste like a Rice Krispie Treat. So yeah, and you hear a little sniffle. I've got some cough. You don't want to hear the cough. Trust me, I'll edit that out. But that's it. Also, before we get mashed in, because I want to get this warm, always remember, feet to where you're going to lift. So I'm always lifting to the back. So I'm always making sure the feet are in the back. This one we're going to be mashing at 150 degrees Fahrenheit. Why? Well, and that's for 75 minutes, and then we'll go up to 168 for 10 minutes and mash out. I want a nice, not thin, but you know, not heavy. I just want a nice, light, drinkable rice lager. Last year, I didn't drink so much of the Rice Krispie treat. I just drank the Rice Krispie beer, which was like a nice rice lager. I drank the hell out of it. It was very nice. This one's going to be coming in around 7.1%, maybe 7.2, depending upon how it comes out. Right now I've got it looking at between 7 and 7.1. Over here. Now, yeah, so that was pretty much it. And I know you're thinking, well, wait a minute, what about the hops? You can add whatever you want as far as the hops. I'm shooting for about 18 IBUs. I'm looking at Warrior. I may switch to Magnum based on what I have in the freezer. And then Mexican Lager was what I was using. I couldn't score any this year quickly and easily. That worked. So I'm going to get some Pilsner, White Labs Pilsner Lager. If that doesn't work, I might stick something else in there like Diamond or something. Just need a clean lager. I do have a lady who can tell the difference when I use different hops, different yeast. But, you know, it is what it is. Sorry. Over here, this recipe is very complex. Very complex. And I know I might be going overboard on certain things. I want to use some biscuit malt. And I was like, no, I don't want the biscuit malt. It is going to come out a little lighter in color than what it really should be. It's right under the edge of that line for a brown ale. I am going to ferment at 154 Fahrenheit because I want a lot of body on this bad boy. I want it to be almost semi-sweet. That's why I'm adding lactose to it. I want it to be semi-sweet. I want it to taste like a cinnamon bun. You know what I'm saying? So I've got 8 pounds, 8 ounces of Maris Otter, of course. I've got 1.5 pounds of oatmeal. And I mean, yeah, that's going to give it a nice creamy taste and body and mouthfeel. I've got 12 ounces of Victory Malt. That's where I'm getting my biscuit, a little toasted biscuit, okay? Then I've got 10 ounces of brown ale or brown malt, which is just more so for color than anything. 8 ounces of caramel 60L. I really want a solid caramel backbone to kind of come in with the flavors to help support that cinnamon bun flavor. 8 ounces of honey malt, again, supporting it, you know, character in there. Got a little bit of honey, will be beautiful. Something I just realized I forgot to find and crush and put in here and don't remember seeing, so I'm gonna have to take a quick pause and go look. But I had 8 ounces of naked oats. Golden naked oats. I don't remember seeing them. I definitely did not crush them. I'll have to take a look. If I have them, great. If not, we'll substitute something else there. 12 ounces of milk sugar. Good, right there. And then I've also got 8 ounces of dark brown sugar. Got it. Good. All good. I am looking to use maybe an English style ale yeast. That way I know it's not going to ferment out everything and it's going to have a nice body to it. Thinking maybe Magnum hops at 30 minutes, kicking it up around 25 IBUs. That way we should be good on the body and the sweetness without being overly sweet. Estimated ABV sitting up around 7%. My debate is I have 2 of these Amoretti cinnamon buns. I am thinking about dumping one into the fermentation so it gets a lot of cinnamon, get some flavors going, and then I'll back sweeten. And remember, you can always add more, you can't add less or take away. So we'll end up back sweetening later and adding just a little and a little until we get up to where we want flavor wise. And we'll do it in little 1 gallon batches. Why? Because both of these beers are going to get finished in regular kegs and then moved over to Igulu kegs so I can set them out on my front porch and serve beer on Halloween. So let me go find those naked oats and then we'll get brewing. So for the brown ale, I did not have the golden naked oats. Instead, I put a 1/2 pound of torrefied wheat. It's not quite the same, it's not as sweet, but it'll help with the same amount of body, so I'll be okay. It just tells me I need to order more naked oats. By the way, too, I put the small batch adapter in both of these, yeah. Okay, I also turned the power down on both of them to 50%. This one's the newer one. It might have to go to 45, maybe stay at 50. This one will probably have to go up to 60, just so I don't overshoot. I really don't want to overshoot over here because I'm going to end up really full-bodied. Over here, yeah, I want to keep it nice thin. So let's get mashed in. To save time, we're not going to do the speed rock and roll, but hey, we'll get mashed in very quickly. Okay, this one's very thin, but it's going to be very thin because we're putting Rice Krispies in here. I know, you just want to see me dump Rice Krispies in, so. And there we go, Rice Krispies. Yeah, it's 1 box of Rice Krispies. I know it's Rice Krispies, but it's making that snap, crackle, and pop kind of like they're supposed to. Now I'm gonna go over here and do the next box. Actually, I got to stir this first box up. Otherwise, I'm going to end up with a bunch of gunk. Okay, I got some of the grains mixing in there. Let's do the next one here. Oh, I knew might get close to doing that. Do not want to dump everything on the floor. I do not eat cereal, so I would not have any extra boxes of this. That's right, I buy this just for this. I don't actually eat Rice Krispies. Don't eat cereal. So, don't drink soda, don't eat cereal. It's just trying to get all those rice hulls mixed in with these Rice Krispies so I don't end up with a big nasty clump of cereal looking gunk in here. That's it. We're mashed in. I'll set the piece on top. After it's sat, get the recirc going. We're gonna go over here and mash in. So all I do, turn around here, flip the ladder around the other direction, or step ladder, whatever you wanna call it. Okay. Now, for the rice sugar or rice extract, that'll go in the last 10 minutes or so. Same thing with the brown sugar, lactose over here, all going towards the end. Okay, here we go. This is gonna take a little longer. Okay, we're mashed in. I'm gonna check the temps. I'm gonna get the little flange up there, get the recirc, get the pumps connected, and rock and roll. Over here, you're talking like 7-pound grain bill. I mean, nothing. Super thin, because this is gonna be 3 pounds liquid. Over here, 14 pounds. Yeah, 14 pounds, 2 ounces. Very thick grain bill. My arm is hurting from just stirring. So, okay, we'll get this going and we'll resume. Okay, we were there for 75 minutes. I cranked it up to 168. Took about 6-7 minutes to get there. Been there for a little over 10 minutes. I'm getting ready to mash out. And then I've got about a ½ gallon sparge on both. And we'll get boiling. Okay, on the Rice Krispie, I just started the timer. It's probably 1 hour, 27 minutes total. Yes, 90-minute boil, I know. Over here, the brown ale, I'm letting it sit for a minute. I want to space these out a little bit so I'm not fighting to cool them both at the same time. So I'm giving this guy about a 20-30 minute head start. I'm bringing this up to about 200 degrees so I can get to the boil very quickly. I also changed the yeast. I was going to use Brew's London ESB, and that would have kept me right around 7%. I just felt it's going to be too sweet. It's going to have a lot less attenuation, sitting around the low 70s. So I'd rather be in the mid 70s, low 80s. So I've changed it to Cellar Science English, I believe it's English, yeah, English ale yeast, which is going to give me more attenuation. It's going to eat the maltose sugars, which the other one would not. And that way it also is going to kick it up to 7.8%. So it's going to be a big boy. That's okay. We're going to back sweeten it. It'll be fine. That alcohol's perceived sugar. It'll just even be stronger and richer, and it'll be all good. So, okay. Once we hit about 30 minutes, we'll kick this bad boy onto a boil. Okay, we're in the last 20 minutes of the Rice Krispie treat. I changed the hop from Warrior to Magnum. I got 1 ounce of Magnum at, I believe it's 10.6. If it's not correct, I'll put it up there somewhere. Just to get a balance, that's all it's for. There we go. I had it as Warrior hops, just any clean, balanced hop, and I think I'm shooting for like 18 IBUs. Just something to be balanced. And then I've got 1.65 ounces over here for the brown ale going in 20 minutes also, but we've still got some time over here. Let's see how long we got over here. Oh yeah, we got another 57 minutes, so we're good. Okay, I'm gonna get the rice solids in a little warm water so it'll pour out easier, and we'll be adding that in about 10 minutes. So keep rocking. It was like 90-some% humidity. I got the dehumidifier. I know it's loud as hell in here, excuse my language. Sitting at 76, still feel kind of sticky and very Florida, you know what I'm saying? Okay, we're in the last 4 minutes, 20 seconds. It helps to hit record. I'm so sorry. I threw a Whirlflock tablet in there. I also threw a little bit of yeast nutrient. And then I took this, the 3 pounds of rice extract, brown rice extract, poured it in very slowly, stirred the hell out of it as I was pouring it in. And then I used this to pull a little bit of hot wort and put just a little bit at a time in here and shook it around. Still sticky, very mildly sweet. It's not like crazy sweet like you'd expect. And I poured that all in there, stirred it up really well. I dropped the jaded in there. Be careful when you drop the jaded in a boiling wort, all the copper gets stupid hot. These connectors on the end that I put on to make it easier do not. They do inhibit the ability for cooling quickly, but you know what? The convenience of quick connects is just, yeah, I'm just saying. I am dripping from the humidity. We're down about 76%. Was up over 90. Got 3 minutes left. So I'm gonna hook up all the pumps and water and all that stuff so I can start cooling that down here right at 3 minutes. Because over here I got 41 minutes left. So I'll be just under 40 minutes when this starts cooling, and then I gotta get ready for this bad boy. So hang in there. Okay, we just hit it. So I'm gonna kill the heat, kick on the cold water, and rock on. So go over here, take your power, and just go up one, up, go down, go up one, and you're off. Kick the water